What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling Life. As you know, I'm the host, Brandon Janeau, and like always on all podcast platforms ever, BrandonJaneauShow, social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, Brandon Janeau, Facebook, The Brandon Janeau Show, and of course, TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show, and also, formerly known as Twitter, X, B Janeau. Go follow me on all those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Really would. Really, really, where you can go though is the YouTube channel, man. That's how you really can support me, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Comment, leave comments, like the vids, like the shorts. I gotta put some shorts out there, but when I do, when I do in 2026, it will be there. So let's get into it, man. This is my top 10 list. I've been doing this for the 90s, and now I'm in the 2000s when it comes to those wrestling top 10 lists. And it's only right, that I do a top 10 list of my top 10 wrestlers of TNA. Yes, TNA Impact is officially coming back to TV. We will be able to watch it that don't have access TV, so now you get to watch it on AMC. It will debut in a couple of weeks. Literally, what? Not this Thursday, but the next Thursday. Not tomorrow, but the next Thursday, January 15th. TNA will officially be back on public TV, pretty much, mainstream TV. So it's only right that I do my top 10 list of my TNA wrestlers of the last since the 2000s. So I go from 10 to 1. You don't know how I do this. I go from 10 to 1. I explain why each wrestler's on the list, why I have the position, why I have the position. If you do not like this list, this is a PSA for the entire 2026 year. I need you to understand something when I do these top 10 lists. If you do not like this list, I need you to understand this. Listen to me. Listen to me. You can make your own fucking list. It's not that hard. It's not that fucking hard. I swear it's not that hard. It's not that hard. I swear. I swear it's not that hard. You can make your own fucking list. It's not that hard. Let's get it started. At number 10. At number 10. It is Frankie Kazarian, or as in the 2010s he was called, or in the 2000s he was called Kaz. Frankie Kazarian is on my list at number 10. People forget how good Frankie Kazarian really was. I mean, this man was an X Division champion. I think he was even a TNA World Tag Team champion. Just never won the big one at the time. But this man is a standout. He is still a franchise TNA wrestler. I mean, the man is still in TNA right now. He's the TNA World Champion. He will be fighting Mike Santana on a premiere of TNA. But to see his career has played out the way it's played out, done what it has done, even in the 2000s, he was a fucking beast. I mean, he was one of the standouts in the X Division. Him, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, of course, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, Petey Williams. But Frankie Kazarian was one of those dudes, man. And it will be a disservice if I did not put him on this list at number 10. At number nine, LAX. One of my favorite groups was LAX, Homicide and Hernandez, managed by Conan. Yeah, Conan and LAX was the shit. Hernandez and Homicide when I first saw them dudes, and that shit was different. One of the best tag teams of all time, man, in LA and TNA, man. The history that those men created and did at that time in their careers, legendary. Legend fucking dairy, man. I think anybody that sits there and try to pretend like it wasn't, like they weren't one of the greatest tag teams, especially in the 2010s. Woo, boy. They used to come out the fence. Oh yeah, when they used to like had that Sonic shit and they used to come out the fence. Oh man, that music back in the, oh yeah. Yeah, man. LAX was the shit. And they were different. They were different. You had never seen LAX. Now Now you see Damian Priest with the Scott Hall Razor's Edge, but when uh Homicide used to hit the bitches, I mean Hernandez used to hit the bitches. Yeah, man, that shit was Hernandez was different. A big man that could move like he could, that was different. And Homicide was one of the greats. Also, man, yeah, that tag team was legendary, bro. That tag team was fucking legendary. And number 8, Beer Money. Speaking of tag teams and goats, Beer Money. Bobby now, shout out to AMW, America's Most Wanted. Uh, but Beer Money just took the cake. Bobby Roode, James Storm, when they took this team and made this team a thing, Bobby Roode was already great from Team Canada. You know, I already saw him in Team Canada. Of course, James Storm was already in a tag team, one of the greatest tag teams at the early stages of TNA with America's Most Wanted. But when they teamed them up, I don't know what it was. Like their chemistry between them two was fucking goated. I don't know what it was. Like, but yeah, man, watching them team up, come on, bro. And it literally parlayed Bobby Roode into becoming a fucking standout superstar. He when he left the group, he was a TNA World Champion. Like, and then of course he ends up in WWE and has his short but very effective run as the glorious Bobby Roode in NXT. So yeah, that was the thing. Beer Money launched Bobby Roode's career definitely into a stratosphere as a main event caliber guy. Now you can never do that on the main roster, but blame Vince. Don't blame Triple H for that bullshit. Number 7. Number 7. It is the icon Sting. This is hard. this was this was hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was a little bit difficult to see because these next I'm gonna tell you this now. These next 3 is gonna be a little bit hard. It's gonna be difficult as fuck for any and everyone. But Sting is at number 7. Now the reason why I have Sting at 7, Sting is great. Sting is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I grew up on Sting, but when he went to TNA, as great as he was in TNA, I think he really took off in the late stages of TNA, like 2009, 10. And then he, of course, went on in 2010s and had his moments in 2010s with Immortal and all this other shit, right? But Main Event Mafia and all of this, right? But in the 2000s, mid 2000s, when he finally did debut in 2010, I mean, the 2000s in TNA, you still had Jeff Jarrett at the top and Mick Foley was coming in and shit like that. But we finally got to see matches like Kurt Angle and Sting. We got matches like well, Christian Cage and Sting and shit like that. But Sting was a staple for TNA for a good stretch of time. And when he came in, man, that was a moment. That was a real moment. So yeah. Number 6, just missing the top 5. It is Christian Cage. I know people are gonna be like, I would ask Sting over Christian Cage. Okay, nigga, that's you. Christian Cage went from being a fucking tag team wrestler to pretty much a background player in WWE for most of his career, especially in the 2000s of his career. Vince McMahon has been very documented that Vince McMahon did not like Christian for some apparent fucking reason. Don't know why. But when he went to TNA, you got a chance to finally see that he can be the fucking guy. You can give him the belt and he can lead a team. Like he can lead the program. And he was the man in TNA. It wasn't even like a joke. Like he was the fucking man in TNA. They gave him that title, the NWA title, and he became the fucking guy. Like, bro, like there was times when Christian Cage can out wrestle motherfuckers. Like you were seeing it. That's why a lot of people can have the debate of who's better, him or Edge, because of this run in TNA. Like his run in TNA in the 2000s actually opened a lot of fucking eyes to can Christian actually be better than Edge? And there's a lot of people that probably would tell you that Christian is probably better than Edge. You know why? Because of that run in TNA. Bro, that run in TNA was no joke. Like, he fucking owned that place for a good stretch of time. So yeah, Christian is number 6 on my list. Now, like I said, a lot of people probably say, why not Sting? Christian is number 6. I feel like Christian Cage is number 6, and he deserved to be number 6. So yeah. Before I go to my top 5, gotta recap the list. At number 10, kicking off the list at number 10, it is Frankie Kazarian. At number 9, LAX. At number 8, Beer Money. And at number 7, Sting. And at number 6, Christian Cage. At number 5, it is Kurt Angle. I'm going to get this out the way right now. Kurt Angle's going to be on both of these lists. Kurt Angle is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Him, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, John Cena, Seth Rollins. Those are my 5. All bring different varieties, all bring different things. Kurt Angle, though, is number 5 for me. Kurt Angle is in my top 5 wrestlers of all time. The man can fucking wrestle. Like, just the fact that he was never a professional wrestler or pro wrestler, he was an actual real wrestler. Like, he was a real Olympic gold medalist. He won one with a broken freaking neck. Like, he is actually what real wrestling is. So for him to gravitate towards this business, like he gravitated towards this business, it's fucking crazy. It's you hear the stories and you can't believe it. When Kurt Angle arrived in TNA, you got to realize this Kurt Angle was the wrestling machine Kurt Angle. We never really fully got a chance to really see what the wrestling machine Kurt Angle would look like in WWE because the next time we looked up, he was already gone. But when he ends up in TNA, you got matches with him and Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Sting, Jeff Jarrett. He had matches with people, and it was like, oh, this is different. This Kurt Angle in TNA was unleashed. That was the Kurt Angle that was unleashed. He didn't have to worry about trying to fit. That Kurt Angle was fucking unleashed. That was a different animal in TNA. That man had fucking classics in TNA. Classics, I tell you. So when he went to TNA, and like I said, this is a man that literally lost the world title like 6 months prior. Like he lost the belt in 2006 to Ray at WrestleMania. About September, October of 2016, he was in. 2006. It's 2016. Lord of mercy. 2006, he was in TNA. Like by September, October of 2006, he was in TNA. It's TNA fighting fucking Samoa Joe at Bound for Glory. Like, bro, like you don't understand. Like that's crazy. Like, yeah, man, Kurt Angle was that fucking dude, man. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Comedy, storytelling, in-ring performance, on the microphone, promo ability. Like, bro, Kurt Angle was that dude. He was that dude. And number 4, the monster, Abyss. It's crazy to see Abyss be a producer for WWE. I wish and pray that was just for one time. And you know what? Fuck this. I'm about to say this shit. We are in the 2026, right? AJ Styles is supposed to be retiring. One of his greatest rivals in TNA was Abyss. Abyss is in WWE as a producer. Can we just get one match? I'm not saying he gotta be there for fucking forever. I don't know if Chris Park wants to even be a wrestler anymore. But if he ever wanted to just give AJ Styles just that one match that we as the fans would love to see, I would not be opposed to it. But Abyss in the 2000s in TNA, this was their Kane. This was their Undertaker. He was just a different caliber of a wrestler. The mask, he had the father, like Paul Bearer. It was different when you saw this man for the first time. You saw this when he did the fucking swing. Oh my god, bro, the Abyss was different, bro. You just became a fan of him. I became a fan of him. Like his matches with Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Sting. Like he had matches, man. And yeah, man, Abyss was that dude, man. That's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So, yeah. And number three, I'm gonna just get this out the way. All three of these men are former X Division champions. All three of these men literally carry TNA, and all three of these men deserve to be on this list. And number three, two, and one. And number three, kicking off. This is like literally picking, centimeters. And number three, it is the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels, one of the longest reigning X Division champions of all time. Christopher Daniels, who is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Christopher Daniels, who is probably the reason for why a lot of your favorite wrestlers loves to do motherfucking moonsaults. You got Tiffany Stratton in WWE that literally names her moonsault the prettiest moonsault ever, which is just a play off of Christopher Daniels with the best moonsault ever. Christopher Daniels is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Anybody doesn't understand that. Now you got him in AEW. I mean, he had his last match in AEW with Adam Heyman Page. But there's a reason for why Christopher Daniels has always been touted as one of the greatest performers. He is that dude. Watching him and AJ Styles back in the 2000s is like watching just fucking wood to fire. Like it's just fucking. And then when you put Samoa Joe into that shit, the fucking woods got on fire. Like it was just like this is different. This is different. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels had literally one of the greatest rivalries in the 2000s, and it was very 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 documented. So yeah. And number two, Samoa motherfucking Joe. Samoa Joe is at number two on my list. I don't give a shit what nobody say. There ain't nobody like Samoa Joe. No one. The Samoan submission machine. The Samoan submission machine. This man came into TNA undefeated. The man barely fucking lost. His first loss came to Kurt Angle in a singles match, which was like a year and a half into his TNA career. One of the greatest Ring of Honor champions of all time. His rivalry with CM Punk was goated, but his rivalry with AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels is still highly, highly respected. I mean, literally, I've spoken on this goddamn thing for years and years, and I will always, as long as I got a motherfucking microphone, will always tell y'all, if you have never watched Samoa Joe versus Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles at Unbroken in 2005, I think it was, for the X Division Championship, you don't know shit about wrestling and you don't know wrestling at all. That is one of the greatest fucking matches I've ever seen in my life. And I will watch that match. That's a comfort match. You know how people say it's a comfort food? That's a comfort match. Like when I watch that match, I'm calm. I don't need to do shit. We ain't talking. I don't need to hear your voice, nothing. We good. That is one of those matches. Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, and clearly the number one guy on my list is the phenomenal AJ Styles. You want to talk about somebody that carried TNA? Somebody that literally put a company on the map? A man that made a company actually stand out? AJ Styles. I don't give a shit if you never heard TNA. You heard AJ Styles. You heard of AJ Styles. AJ Styles in his younger days is probably one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen. His younger days, X Division AJ Styles, X Division champion AJ Styles, one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. There is a reason for why people feel like they were cheated of an AJ Styles Shawn Michaels match, because that match, if they would have ever had that match, it would have been just like, this is great. This is all. AJ's still great. Still great in the ring. I can't believe he's retiring. Still great in the ring. Iconically great in the ring. Will be first ballot Hall of Famer when he does decide to put the boots in the ring and leave. First fucking ballot. There is a reason for why TNA, when he came out at Slammiversary, it mattered. That shit mattered. I don't know if he's going to be at TNA next week. I wish he would be. I think he should be at some point in TNA to do something with them before he leaves. WWE's very iffy on putting their certain superstars in TNA. They'll do NXT, but WWE main roster talent that's been in TNA before, I don't know. But AJ Styles is the reason for why TNA is where it's at today. That was a good stretch of time when you can literally sit there and tell me TNA's best wrestler was AJ Styles. TNA's most well-known wrestler was AJ Styles. TNA's most talked about wrestler was AJ Styles. There was a time where AJ Styles literally carried TNA. So when John Cena did that fucking intro in Australia and said he is the definition of total nonstop action, it's not a joke. That was not a lie. That was not a game. This man is literally the reason for why all of us started watching TNA. You wasn't watching TNA for fucking Jeff Jarrett. Get the fuck out of here. You was watching it because AJ Styles in that next division. Let's get real. And he's at number one. Before I get off here, I gotta recap the list. At number one, the phenomenal AJ Styles. At number two, the Samoa Submission Machine, Samoa Joe. Number three, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. At number four, the Monster, Abyss. Number five, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. At number six, Captain Charisma himself, Christian Cage. Number seven, the Icon, the GOAT, Sting. Number eight, number eight, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, Beer Money. Number nine, another great tag team, LAX. And number 10, the franchise player of TNA at this moment, and that's Frankie Kazarian, man. That is it. Next week, we take a trip to ECW. Yeah, ECW was in the 2000s. ECW had some moments in the 2000s. Don't get it twisted. And I will talk about that next week. I have a top 10 list of ECW, which is going to be very funny. No, you know what? Nah, fuck that. WWE next week. I'm not about to waste my time with that shit. WWE next week. I'll be doing my top 10 2000s wrestlers of WWE next week. But that's next week. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.